Hello, Elderescence peeps. How are you? I am filled with excitement because the eBay shop is well, it's kind of live. I mean, it is live. So if you know the stuff that I've been doing on eBay, the recycled clothes that I did last year, and attempting to get rid of all the stuff at the Penthouse, and after a couple of months, I just became so overwhelmed by it. I had to stop. Um, I suppose you can be a victim of your own success, but you can really be a victim of your own stress. so, so this time round, I'm just doing it much more slowly. So instead of thinking, oh, I need to list, 1,000 items in my shop in a month, which just wasn't doable. It really wasn't doable. Remembering I have so many other things that I do, all my teaching stuff, and I'll tell you about the film studio in a minute. Anyway, starting again, but nice and slowly, really taking it easy. I don't really have to get all of this stuff up for about 4 months. When I go to uni, I'm going back to uni to learn how to make musical instruments. That's when I need to do them. This is when by this point in September, I need to have really set up everything so that all I have to do is a sort of minimum amount of uploads each week, maybe 10, or if you sell 10 items, restock the shop. That's where my head's going at the moment. Anyway, I have so much stuff, so much stuff. I wrote a book about reclaiming fabrics and creating my kimtans. These were my sort of designs from, I think it was about 2 years ago, and I still have a cupboard. No, it would have been about 18 months ago. I still have a cupboard that is jam-packed full of all the fabrics that I was reclaiming. I've got denim, loads and loads of Levi's. I bought Levi's that were a bit tatty, with some of them were really good condition actually. I think I went for C grade. When you buy old clothes from a merchant, there are different grades. So A grade is nothing soiled, or as good as new. B grade is the odd button missing and maybe mark. C grade is, well, now we're talking about stuff that really needs repairs. And then D grade is, excuse my French, totally fucked. So I think I bought C and D grades, and one pair I pulled out had one leg. So, you can't resell that unless you're going to reclaim it, which is what I do, or which was what I was doing at the time. So I have, all these Levi's. I have curtains. I used to buy curtains, duvet covers, just everything that I saw that was a nice fabric, I'd nab it, all from thrift shops and stuff like that. So I'm getting itchy fingers for the sewing machine, so want to get that out over this weekend. And I've put up already in the shop loads and loads of reclaimed artwork that I do, and I was signing as FRIX, and I thought, no, that's not cool enough. I need to be FRX, which is just really short for Blink Friction, so that I don't have to keep writing Blink Friction, which is the name of the shop. So Frix is like how I sign the artworks. So yeah, I'm going to drop that I in the middle of Frix and just be FRX, because people will still say Frix, I reckon. Anyway, so I've put up a load of artworks, all on reclaimed Bible pages, which I really like them. They are bargains at the moment, £10, because they're not framed. But once you frame that, especially if you get it professionally done, if you want to collect my work, if you get that professionally done, if you spend a bit more than the actual piece of art, you'll end up with something that's really, collectible and, well, an investment. Do you see what I mean? Okay, probably not as good an investment as the rare Pokemons. So I saw some guy on the TV the other day, and he was saying about Pokemons, some of them fetching 35,000. I thought, whoa, that's such a lot, isn't it? But generally speaking, when you buy a Pokemon, when you buy those sets, they're not really going to be worth very much. So you have to have a love of it, and you have to have an attic jam-packed full of them just to get the odd one that's worth something. This is not so with my artwork because I'm getting old, and the older I get, the more valuable my work is going to become. I can guarantee that within the next 30 years, my work's going to be, well, especially if I die. So I don't know if I'll be dead by then. But you get in on it now. Buy a piece of my work for 10 quid before I die, because I'm already an old lady. Well, 63, so not too old, I suppose. Anyway, so that I put up a wedding dress as well, and this wedding dress is a 70s sort of crimply, like a heavy, really heavy. It's satin lined. I thought, this is really nice. What can I do with it? I thought, well, I'm going to put it up on eBay for now. I've had it ages, and it never sells, so I don't imagine it's going to sell. But I did this photo shoot, and I thought, well, the photo shoot's quite nice. So I thought, okay, let's get the vibe going in the shop, because I want the shop to have a particular vibe. It's really important to me. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's kind of chic, and not shabby chic, just chic, but also I'd say artisan chic. Yeah, I think that might be it. Artisan chic. That sounds about right, actually, for what I'm aiming for. So anyway, I put it up because the photos were good, and I'm trying to get my name out there a bit more in terms of boosting Blink Friction, because it's a project that first I launched actually in, I think it was like 2019, and then COVID happened, and that was it. That was the end of my fashion show. I was organising a huge fashion show here in the marina along the south coast, and everything had to be cancelled. I mean, it's devastating. It really was. So this is something that's, I have stuff in the cupboard from 2019 for the show that I was going to put on. I mean, to think that it's just been sitting there for, 6 years waiting to be, reclaimed, reloved, re-owned, and repurposed. I was making Macs out of shower curtains. I mean, fantastic. What a great idea that is, isn't it? Just a great idea. The thing that I'm going to try today is to steam iron a shower curtain to see if I can get the creases out. Because these creases are a pain in the neck in shower curtains. When you buy them, wherever you buy them from, they've always got creases in them, especially if you buy them new from Temu or Shein or somewhere. They're creased because they're flat packed. They're folded and posted that way, not rolled. And I've never thought about that before, but I bought a skirt from Temu the other day. It's so nice. It's a long pink skirt. I absolutely love it. I might wear it today. And it's PVC, and it had all these creases in it because it was just like scrunched up and put in a bag. So, and obviously it's a long way away. It took weeks to get here, so it's folded up like that and probably squashed in a cargo shipment or a plane. I don't know, a plane. Yeah, I think it came by plane actually. Some orders from Temu come via land. I mean, for my car seat covers, which I love, they're absolutely gorgeous. I got them on Temu for about 60 quid. They're just brilliant, utterly brilliant. They took 6 or 7 weeks to come by land. I mean, a long old wait. But I was so glad, when they got here. Anyway, so I asked Grok, who is my go-to AI now, because it's cheaper than chat, by the way. Grok's much cheaper. How to iron them out. And I've got a steam iron, which, I use very infrequently because I hate ironing of any description. And I thought, is that going to work? And anyway, I turned the skirt inside out. It's got a sort of flat, a cloth lining, not the plastic side. And just took the steamer very slowly up and down. It took a while because this is a really full skirt, down to the ground, really full. But it worked. So I thought, I wonder if that's going to work on shower curtains. Because I really like using shower curtains. They've usually got really good graphic on them. And they make great capes. So I want to do a few more of those. Rain mats, like a hood and a cape. Very, very simple. Just shove it on in one of my Kim Tan designs. And you can quite often buy them in charity shops. Obviously you've got to check they're unused or clean. But, you know, cleaning a shower curtain is actually really easy. I clean everything before I stitch it. So you can bleach it for a start, and it's colour fast, etc. So, but, you know, I wouldn't even bother getting a marked shower curtain. It's just, so what's the hassle, you know? It's too much hassle, isn't it, for what you can get elsewhere, if you see what I mean. So anyway, the shop is up and running. I've listed 2 items of clothing and about, I don't know, 80 or 90 pieces of artwork. And I am now going to start clearing out the cupboards. So I've got a lot of stuff that was going to be recycled, but I haven't done yet. So like the Levi's, I thought, well, first of all, I'm going to put them up as they are. And if I want to recycle something, I can just take them from the stock and remove it from the shop. Better fit, isn't it? It's a better idea. And also it'll help me remember what the bloody hell I've got, because that cupboard is, you know, about 8 foot tall and rammed with flat cloth. And I can't remember most of it. It's weird how, you know, my memory fails. And I've chucked loads out as well. So I want to sort of do a stock take, as it were. So yeah, really excited about that. Anyway, my mum, who has a Temu addiction, I have to say, and I don't blame her, because my mum's 80 something, and it's very difficult to get clothes for 80-year-olds that are nice in places like Marks and Spencer's, and, you know, some of these, I don't know, John Lewis, or, you know, these places. Everything is just really frumpy. What Mum likes bright colours. She's also Scottish and likes a bargain. So she buys this stuff off Temu, and she loves to shop, so she gets that high from shopping, buys on Temu, and then, because Temu usually their stuff is badly cut, and the stuff Mum goes for, it's always terribly badly cut. Anyway, I've got like 3 bin liners. So my shop is going to be filled with Temu stuff for now. Temu stuff and recyclable stuff, just for the moment, to get me going. And I thought, well, that'll do to kickstart it. So I'll try and get as much up as I can this weekend. So because it's mostly Mum and my stuff that's going up, because we're clearing out, it's a bit noisy, isn't it? I can hear background noise. They'll all be sort of 10s, 8s, 10s, 12s, and possibly some 14s, because Mum's been on a diet, and she a year ago she was 14, size 14, and now she's a size 11. So she's giving me all her stuff that no longer fits. I've got some boy stuff though. I've got quite a few boy trousers. I'm not sure why. I probably bought them for myself because they're better quality, and then changed my mind because they were too manly or some such thing. So I've got quite a lot of bloke stuff, and I've got a shirt that I just put up yesterday as well, which I'd stenciled, which is a bit of fun. So yeah, Blink Friction is alive and well on eBay, and of course on my site, sarnia.com. See you there maybe if you love shopping, and, you know, keeping this really fun, really energized. It's not fast fashion, it's slow fashion. I like slow fashion. I like, when I'm going out, to try on all the clothes that I already have, then decide I haven't got anything wearable, and then go to a charity shop and try and find something that I can upscale, or upscale something that I've already got. I don't really like fast fashion. Having said that, I did buy that Temu skirt, but I looked at the reviews. Always look at the reviews, and if there are no photographs, don't risk it. Look at the reviews with photographs, because those are the ones that tell you the cut and how they fit. You can look at a girl or a lady and see what her figure's like, and see what that garment looks like on her. And you think, well, I think I'm about her size. So yeah, actually, I think on Temu reviews, they have, when the person reviews them, they tell you what size that was. So small, medium, large, etc. You can tell. And if it's a large, you know that, you know, that wouldn't work on you anyway, that size. So do you see what I mean?